Get on, campers. It's Captain Kerno Camps here again. I quite like that name, Captain Kerno Camps. That's me now. Right, so today is Saturday the 26th of November. As you can hear on the tarp above me, it is pouring with rain. It is quite cold out here. And I'm making this video as a response to a comment or a conversation that took place in the comments of my Naturehike Mongar 2 review. For the most part, I believe the comments and feedback has been very, very positive on the Monger 2 review that I've done. However, there was one gentleman, I'm guessing gentleman, I don't know, it might be a lady, I'm going to refer to this person as a gentleman, who seemed to take umbrage with my review, and he wasn't particularly happy. Anyway, I'll put the full conversation up on the screen. You can pause it to read it, but essentially what was going on there was he was questioning whether or not I've ever set up the Monger 2 in the rain, and how it's a really, really bad tent for setting up in the rain, but it's not possible to set it up as an outer pitch first tent, which means that the inner will always get wet, and that's down to how the outer fly connects to the buckles and stuff. So it's all up on the screen. Anyway, I tried to explain how the tent can be set up in the rain, and I also put in there that really it's a bad idea to use the Monger 2 in wet weather conditions. It is really a warm weather tent, so when it's quoted as a 3-season, we're referring to it being used towards the end of spring when the weather is warmer and drier, and all the way through summer into the early part of autumn, again while the weather is still warm and pretty dry. However, there are times when you need to set up the Monger 2 in the rain. You could be just out on a nice walk, good weather's forecast, and a really random shower occurs, so you want to get the tent up quick. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to demonstrate in my back garden, because I'm not out camping today, how to pitch, well, not even how, but to demonstrate that the tent can be pitched in the rain. So let me just show you the weather. So this is my back garden. It's not good ground to be pitching on. I've got piles of leaves, and yeah, it is a bit slopey, but it's a bit of grass, and it's absolutely pouring with rain, and I'm going to set this up in the scenario that, oh my gosh, it's summer and there's been a downpour and I need to set the tent up in the rain. So what I'm going to be taking you through is setting out the footprint, pegging it down, and getting the poles into place, followed by the outer fly, after which I'll go inside and I'll dry things off with my IKEA bagged spongy cloth. I'll dry the footprint out. I will then go inside and set the inner part of the tent up. So let's get on with this. Let's get this tent set up in the current wet and windy conditions that are supposedly simulating summer.
That's the most important thing right now. I need to get 4 plates in the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. One round of this is how hot. Now we can get inside. One there, one there.
Oh, I'm not really that wet at all, am I, look? No. A bit on my back. That's where I'm mostly wet, but for the most part, I'm inside the tent. The tent is fundamentally pitched up. It's got its shape, as you've already seen. And yeah, we're pretty good. So what I would normally do in this situation, if it was a summer downpour, just wait out the rain. But if I decided, right, this is going to be it, this is where I'm going to be pitched for the night, I don't want to take anything down, and it doesn't look like the rain's going to clear up, then my next job would be to get a cloth and just dry off the inside of the footprint. So where the footprint has got wet, just dry it off as much as possible. Not that that's really important, because once you've got the floor, the inner of the tent down, you've got another floor anyway, which is going to be perfectly bone dry. So how do we get the inner part of the tent set up? Well, the first thing I would do, given that the weather is a little bit dodge, is I would get all of these ties tied off to the poles, make sure everything's straight inside the tent. After which, I'll start hanging the inner. I'll work from one end or one side to the other. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult to show that on camera, so I'm going to do my best. So please bear with me. This is actually possibly the most difficult part, but it's definitely doable. And I'm keeping the sunglasses on because it's so sunny. So I'm going to start up here on the cross pole, tie that one off. That gives me the central position, and then just try and line things up as best I can, pulling it in tight to the pole, and everything will square off quite well. I mean, you're not going to get a perfect pitch doing it this way. No such thing as a perfect pitch by doing this tent from the inner first, sorry, the outer first. But we can get near as damn it. And if it's summer, you don't need a perfect pitch. It's warm enough. At the moment, this is just a rain shelter. Right, so, move my pegs out the way. This is the inner part of my tent. Hopefully, if you packed it nicely, it's fairly simple to unravel. Mine is. So I'm going to take one end where the buckle is, and I'm going to lift the pole, put the bottom of the pole through there, job done. Right, there we go, there's the first. There's the second. I'm getting a bit of water in here because I've left the door open. Sorry, other camera, there's going to be nothing to see. There we go, that'll do the job. Now, stupidly, as you saw on the video, I got the inner out before I got the outer out. It's a bit rushing, isn't it? But it's not got too wet, so I'm fine with that. Take the door out a bit better. Come down here to the fly buckle. Tighten it up. Other side. And that's purely to stop some of the water dripping down onto the inner at the corners as I go. Now, one of the things that you may realise that we haven't done yet is guide it out. Now, if it's summer, you're probably not going to need to. But if you want to, it takes a few seconds. Make sure you've got the right amount of pegs in your hand. That's 4, two for each end. Run out there, quickly peg it, job done. Right, let's get the rest of the unit sorted. So, I'm going to spread it out down here a little bit, and I'm not going to buckle down the other end yet, because I want to be able to get here. Because the first thing we need to do is attach the inner to the outer pole. So, there we go, there's one. 2, 3, put that one in the wrong place, sorry. There we go, 3. I'm going to work my way up. There's no rush now either, because we're inside, we're dry. There we go. You go to this corner. Get that buckle down. And now I'm just going to make sure that I show you how to get the buckles in. So you take your buckle. Now, I'm probably doing this on the most difficult one. Lift, pop. Job's a good one. Now we need to finish tying off the inner buckles to the poles. This isn't easy one-handed. But let's face it, if you were doing this yourself, you wouldn't be doing it one-handed, would you? Because most people aren't idiots who record for YouTube. Ooh. Next one. Last one. Right, so the last bit we actually have to do from inside the inner part, and that's to attach these up to here. Now that is never the easiest thing to do anyway, regardless of whether you're pitching this inner first or out first. I'm going to do my best to demonstrate how it's done while recording inside the tent, so give me a sec. First up, you want to get inside the tent. So we open the door. Pulley's a good idea. There we go. And now I need to take hold of the little buckle. Let's try and get this in. There we go, there's the first one. Not so difficult. The difficult one is going to be the one behind me because we've now got tension across there. As the ground is wet, my flip-flops are wet, I'm going to take my shoes off, leave them out there. Flip-flops off. I'm going to move around to here. I've just opened the door and now I'm going to attach the other buckle, there he is, into that corner. So I'm going to grab the buckle, scoot across, pull this down, push it in, job done. Zip up. And unpack the rest of my gear. That's it, that's all there is to it. You can pitch the Naturehike Mongar 2 inner last, outer first. So if you're in the rain, like I am, you're not going to get soaked, you're not going to get drenched. The inside of your tent is going to stay pretty much perfectly dry. I do have a couple of damp patches, you can't see them, it's all straightened out. They will dry off in no time at all because it's just mesh. And more to the point, the floor of the tent is handsome and dry. So there we go. I think your name was That Other YouTuber or Another YouTuber, whatever your name was. I'll put your name here, I'll try and tag you in this video so that you see it, you're armed with the knowledge, you can go out and do this yourself, mate. Thanks for giving me the challenge and the inspiration to make this video. I really appreciate it. What I don't appreciate is being unnecessarily soaking wet at the end of November in Cornwall, in the rain, in the wind, when I could be indoors, cozied up with my dog, enjoying a bit of telly. But whatever, I'm going to take these sunglasses off in a sec because I look stupid. I'm going to get out of my wet, slightly wet clothes, and I'm probably going to do my flies up because that would be a good idea. And I'm going to go get a shower, warm up and enjoy the rest of my day. If you've liked this video, please do that whole comment, like, subscribe, notification bell and all that good stuff. I've really enjoyed making this video and I think I'd really enjoy making a few more daft ones like this. So from me, Captain Kerno Camps, and from Dave, who's cozied up inside on the sofa being warm and dry, until next time, I'll see you again. Cheers now, bye bye.